What's up, guys? My name is Mike of Coed Gaming, and for a lot of us, retro gaming is something that we love to do in our spare time. However, getting the older systems and the older games, and in working condition, can be difficult at times. For a lot of us, emulation has been our alternative, but a lot of people have said that it's not a pure way to play the games, and it's just not the same. Well, I'm here to give you 11 reasons why emulation is a better option than traditional gaming on retro consoles. Reason number 1. Playing games with emulators allows you to play them in a higher resolution than most people have ever been able to. With modern graphics cards, we've been able to up-res games 4 times higher than they were originally meant to be played, creating beautiful games such as Twilight Princess and Super Mario Galaxy. Not to mention the older games have sleeker graphics now with sharper corners. Reason number 2, you don't have to track down the old games to find the cartridges. Someone like me, who's a big fan of Mega Man, loves playing the old NES games, but finding games like Mega Man 5 and 6, and sometimes 3, can be difficult. But with emulators, you don't need to do that. You can just find the game online and play it that much more easily. Reason number 3, you can play them in HD. Going right back to my higher resolution argument. You can play these games in a resolution so much more higher than they were originally meant to be played, and because of that, they look great. Reason number 4, you don't need to worry about the games being damaged. Remember when you were a kid and you would blow on your NES cartridges to get them to work? Well, yeah, that doesn't happen with emulators. The games don't get dirty because there aren't physical games to be dirty. They're all downloads. That also means that you can't lose them either. Just as long as you keep them on your hard drive, you're safe. Reason number 5, getting ROMs is easy. I'm not gonna give any websites where you can get them, but let me tell you, finding a ROM for an emulator is extremely easy and hassle-free. Not only that, they are free. Which brings me to my next reason. Reason number 6, they're free. I don't really think I need to go any further on this one. Reason number 7, you can use any controller you want to play these games. If you wanted to play a game like Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo or Super Mario World, you had to use a Super Nintendo controller, and those controllers could be old and not working so well anymore. But on an emulator, you can use your keyboard, an Xbox controller, or a USB Super Nintendo controller, all of which are newer and are guaranteed to work a hell of a lot better than older controllers from the 90s. Reason number 8. Using an emulator, you can play games that are difficult to find. For example, on GameCube, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. That is an extremely difficult game to come by. Using an emulator, you can play it no problem. Just find the ISO off the internet, download it, and you're ready to go. You don't need to spend $90+ on a game that you don't even know the condition of. Reason number 9. Emulators exist on mobile devices. Using an iPhone or Android device with the right amount of skill, you can play emulators on your phone. You cannot do that with traditional consoles. Reason number 10. Almost any PC can run emulators. And I'm talking about NES, SNES, Genesis, and N64 to an extent. These are not very graphically demanding games, so many PCs can run them. Even if they're not 4 times up-resed, they can still be played. Even if they're not up-resed, the games still look better because you're playing them on newer monitors with higher resolutions than your old tube TVs ever could. And finally, reason number 11. It makes playing rare, obscure consoles possible. Let's think about this. Let's think about a console like the Atari 5200. Wasn't exactly the most popular console in its day, and because of that, it's kind of hard to find a good, working, high-condition Atari 5200, plus a library of games to support it. You don't need to worry about that with an emulator. Just download the emulator, download the ROMs, plug in your controller, you're ready to go. There's no worrying about not being able to find a difficult console to find because it's obscure. Something like the Phantom. Oh wait, that never came out. Okay, bad example. Something like the Panasonic 3DO. Why you would want to emulate that, I have no idea. But it is possible through emulation. You can find emulators for games game systems like the Atari Jaguar, systems that aren't very popular and never were that popular. You can still find emulators for them. Game consoles like the TurboGrafx 16, which is a great console, but didn't really stand the test of time against consoles like Nintendo and Sega, not the stuff they were churning out. So those consoles kinda got lost in the dust. But because of emulators, not only can you play them, but you don't have to pay a single dime. Those are my reasons why emulators can be a better alternative than playing games traditionally on an old school console on an old school TV. If you want to argue your points, feel free to. I want to hear what you have to say. And if any of you guys over at Korey Gaming want to make a video refuting me, I urge you. I think this could be a lot of fun. And guys, make sure to subscribe to Korey Gaming. Until next time, peace, and game the f*** on.